Tucked away in the quiet countryside of East Hampshire, England, sits an unassuming 18th century stone structure known as Headley Grange. From the outside, it looks like little more than an old workhouse turned country house. But within those rustic walls, rock history was carved into legend. Though not a traditional recording studio, Headley Grange became a sacred site for the birth of some of the most iconic music ever created, most notably by the gods of hard rock themselves, Led Zeppelin. Used in the early 1970s as a retreat and writing space, Headley Grange offered something that no professional studio could provide: total immersion, uninterrupted creativity, and a raw, atmospheric backdrop that bled into the recordings. It was here that Led Zeppelin created portions of their fourth, fifth, and sixth albums, Led Zeppelin IV, Houses of the Holy, and Physical Graffiti. These weren't just albums. They were seismic events in rock and roll, and much of their power can be traced to the energy and uniqueness of Headley Grange. The house allowed the band to live and work together 24/7, transforming the creative process into something tribal and immediate. Unlike in commercial studios with time constraints and sterile surroundings, the band could jam late into the night, record in unconventional spaces, and experiment freely. With the Rolling Stones' mobile studio parked outside and the entire house at their disposal, the band turned Headley Grange into a cathedral of sound. It was in the stairwell of Headley Grange where John Bonham laid down the earth-shaking drums for When the Levee Breaks, using 2 microphones placed at the top of the stairs to capture the natural reverb. That pounding rhythm became one of the most sampled beats in history, and it wouldn't have happened without the acoustics of that specific space. It wasn't manufactured, it was discovered. The immortal opening riff to Black Dog was developed here. Rock and roll, Misty Mountain Hop, the Rain Song, all took shape inside those stone walls. Robert Plant famously wrote the lyrics to Stairway to Heaven beside the fireplace, while Jimmy Page refined his legendary guitar layers in the dining room. The environment shaped the songs as much as the instruments did. The creaks in the floorboards, the echo in the halls, the English countryside outside the windows, it all became part of the sound. Headley Grange was more than a home or a rehearsal space. It was a muses. It allowed Zeppelin to break free from the formality of studio recording and enter into a more instinctive, improvisational mode. It became the heart of their creative process during their golden years. And though it lacked the fancy gear and acoustic treatment of Abbey Road or Olympic Studios, it possessed a soul that money couldn't buy. Other artists followed in Led Zeppelin's footsteps. Fleetwood Mac, Genesis, and Bad Company all utilized the house to harness its unspoken power. But it was Zeppelin who turned it into a myth. The house never claimed to be a studio, yet it became one of the most significant recording locations in music history. Today, Headley Grange is privately owned and closed to the public, but its legacy remains as loud as Bonham's kick drum. It's not just a footnote in rock history, it's a chapter. A place where art was born without rules, where time seemed to stop, where the thunder truly rolled.